The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. 12 species, representatives of civilizations spanning thousands of star systems, gathered in the crystalline chamber that floated in the void between galaxies. The Archon Prime, a being of pure energy contained within a geometric shell, called the assembly to order with a pulse of gravitational waves. The human question must be resolved, the Archon declared. Their expansion threatens the established order. Ambassador Kreltuk of the Zenthari Collective coiled his serpentine form around his delegation's platform. They have colonized 47 systems in less than 2 centuries. At this rate, they will control a quarter of the galaxy within 500 years. The Vorlaxian representative, a creature resembling a mass of intelligent coral, pulsed with bioluminescent agreement. Their military capabilities grow exponentially. They reverse engineer our technology within years of first contact. They adapt, improve, weaponize. They refuse to accept their place in the hierarchy, added the crystalline overmind, speaking through harmonic vibrations. Every species before them understood the natural order. The strong guide, the weak follow. Humans acknowledge no such structure. The debate raged for hours as it had for decades. Humanity had emerged onto the galactic stage like a wildfire, unpredictable, consuming, transforming everything it touched. They didn't request permission to expand. They simply did. They didn't wait for technology to be shared. They developed their own, often surpassing their would-be mentors. The Council had watched with growing alarm as humanity spread across their home spiral arm. Human colonies appeared on worlds deemed uninhabitable. Human ships traveled routes considered impossible. Human soldiers fought with a ferocity that shocked species who had long ago abandoned such primal warfare. Finally, the Archon Prime made the decision that had been centuries in the making. We will implement Protocol Omega, it announced. Total sterilization of human-occupied space. Every colony, every ship, every trace of their civilization will be erased. We will reset this sector and ensure no species make such mistakes again. The vote was unanimous. Even the species who had advocated for coexistence recognized the perceived threat. The Council had never before authorized such action, but humanity left them no choice, or so they told themselves. The weapon was ancient, predating the Council itself. A device left behind by the precursors, the mysterious first civilization that had seeded life across the galaxy before vanishing into history. It could generate a cascading wave of exotic radiation that would simultaneously strike every targeted coordinate within 1,000 light-years. Organic matter would simply cease to exist. Technology would survive, making the region ripe for controlled recolonization. The Archon Prime approached the activation console. Its crystalline appendage hovered over the initiation sequence. For the preservation of galactic order, it intoned. The button was pressed. Reality shuddered. Energy readings across the chamber spiked to impossible levels. The wave propagated outward at speeds that violated conventional physics, racing toward human space. Then the alerts began. Scans show no human signatures in the target zone, a technician reported. Confusion evident even through their translator. Impossible, Kreltuk hissed. We monitored them constantly. There were 200 billion humans across their colonies just days ago. More data flooded in. Every human world was empty. Not destroyed, empty. Cities stood intact, light still burning, gardens still growing, but no humans. Their ships drifted in orbital lanes. Automated systems humming along, cargo holds full, but no crews. Space stations orbited silently. Life support systems maintaining perfect atmospheric conditions for inhabitants who weren't there. Research facilities on barren moons continued their experiments. Robotic arms manipulating samples in laboratories where no human scientists remained to observe. They're gone, the Vorlaxian whispered in disbelief. All of them. But where? The answer came 3 minutes later, as human quantum communication networks activated across the galaxy. Networks the Council hadn't known existed. A human face appeared on every screen in Council space, every display, every neural interface. She was young, dark-skinned, with gray-streaked hair and eyes that held no fear, only determination. I am Dr. Amara Chen, formerly of the Sol system, she said calmly. By now you've noticed we're no longer where you expected us to be. We left. The Council chamber erupted in confusion. The Archon Prime demanded silence. Dr. Chen continued. 60 years ago, we detected gravitic anomalies near your council chambers. Took us a while, but we figured out what you were planning. We've watched you debate our extinction for half a century. We listened to every argument about why we didn't deserve to exist alongside you. She paused, her expression hardening. So we made a choice. We wouldn't wait for your judgment. We developed dimensional phase technology, something you never thought to look for because your precursor databases said it was impossible. We moved, all of us, every human, every colony, every ship. We're not in your galaxy anymore. Kreltak's voice shook. Where? Does it matter? Dr. Chen smiled without warmth. We're gone, you won. You pressed your button, sterilized empty worlds, and congratulated yourselves on maintaining order. Meanwhile, 200 billion humans just walked away from your galaxy entirely. The Archon Prime's energy field flickered with something that might have been shock. You abandoned everything. Your worlds, your infrastructure, centuries of development. Buildings can be rebuilt, Dr. Chen said. What we couldn't rebuild was our existence after your weapon killed us all. We chose life over property. We chose freedom over your hierarchy. You're making a mistake, the crystalline overmind harmonized. Alone, without the Council's guidance, you'll destroy yourselves. Dr. Chen's laugh was bitter. The species that tried to genocide us is now concerned for our welfare? That's rich. No, we'll be fine. Better than fine. We'll build our own civilization, make our own mistakes, and live with our own consequences. Without you, the transmission ended. The Council sat in stunned silence. They had pressed the button meant to erase humanity from existence, only to discover humanity had erased itself from their reach first. The great weapon had struck nothing but empty infrastructure, a farewell gift left behind like shed skin. In the days that followed, analysis teams discovered the true scope of humanity's exodus. They had moved not just people but entire ecosystems, cultural artifacts, even the bones of their ancestors. They had taken everything that mattered and left behind only what they'd built in Council space, a testament to what they were abandoning. The Archon Prime stood alone in the Council chamber long after the others had departed, staring at the activation console. They had pressed the button to eliminate a threat. But the button had been pressed too late. Humanity was already gone, vanished into dimensions beyond reach, beyond observation, beyond control. And somewhere in the infinite multiverse, 200 billion humans were beginning again, carrying with them the knowledge that they had stared extinction in the face and simply walked away. The Council had won nothing. They had lost everything they'd sought to control. And in the empty colonies humanity left behind, automated systems kept the lights burning, monuments to a species that refused to die, that chose to disappear rather than be erased. The button had been pressed too late. Humanity was gone before it began.